Every month, we like to put together some of the weirdest gaming stories and have a little fun with them. Today, gameranx brings you the 10 weirdest gaming stories of September 2016. Number 10, the creators of Super Beat Sonic noticed, well, there's a bunch of people pirating our game on Reddit. And I don't think anybody's super stoked when they see that something that they made that cost them money to make and time. Oh, time is a big one. And spending a lot of it doing the more mundane aspects of creating something fun, something other people will enjoy, well, it deserves compensation. And when people essentially evade compensating you, there's a certain way to handle it that will encourage people to actually go ahead and compensate you. PM Studios happens to recognize this. Instead of getting all high and mighty up on their horse, they thanked the pirates for their interest and offered a discount to their game. Now, obviously, people who weren't pirating the game can also get a discount to their game, but still, the response to their response has been nothing but good. In the end, it's really hard to say no when you kinda screw somebody over and they say, thanks for the interest. Here's an opportunity to not screw us over and have it cost less. Number 9. In March 2013, a person from Miami ordered a new laptop computer. Nothing special. It came a few days later, and it looked pretty strange. It had security tape on it, and it certainly didn't look like a laptop computer. That's because it was an Xbox One, and they got it several months before Xbox One was even announced. The reason why we're only finding out about this now is although he attempted to make some contact with the press, he eventually negotiated giving it back to Microsoft in exchange for the laptop, a new Xbox 360, and a Kinect, which I have to go on and say I think he probably could have gotten more. Your old pal Falcon just gonna say this and know an opportunity when I see one. Number 8, with all of this talk about esports becoming such a big lucrative industry, it's weird to hear stuff like this. One of the winners in the Super Smash Bros. Tournament at EVO 2016 was awarded a 30-kilo bag of rice and a pair of headphones. Now, yeah, Super Smash Bros. Isn't quite League of Legends in its implementation. It's certainly not that ubiquitous. I mean, it's a big thing, and in Smash circles, it's a huge thing. But obviously, being the best at it is worth 30 kilograms of rice. Number 7, a Nintendo 64 emulator briefly made it onto the Xbox store this month, allowing people to get ROMs from the Microsoft Windows OneDrive account and play them on the Xbox in chugging, horrible quality, which is rather interesting on account, well, there's official emulation going on in games like the Rare Replay collection that works, correctly. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day was a game that the Nintendo 64 did not have a good time with. Yet the emulated version of it, just fine. In any case, it was a $10 app that's still available in the Windows 10 store, but no longer on the Xbox. Number 6, a Pokemon Go Twitch streamer was actually assaulted in Central Park while playing the game live on Twitch. While no arrests have been made, the video did actually capture the thief's face, so there may at least be some sort of a lead. And in case you're wondering, is this one of those elaborate hoaxes? No, the New York Police Department has confirmed that this was an actual assault that was reported at 12:19 a.m. They came to the scene of the crime, and the police report notes that the streamer actually had probably been roughed up a little bit too. He had small lacerations on the side of his head, and his cheek was swollen. Number 5, I don't know if you've heard of this, but Valve has banned a developer for suing its users for leaving bad reviews on their awful games. Now, if this was some new developer who just put up their first game, maybe it would kind of be a little bit harassy. But this is a developer that has continually released awful, shitty games that are oftentimes just asset packs that they purchased and compiled together into a terrible game. And for some reason, they can't seem to understand that criticism of that, well, it's kind of to be expected for one, and for two, entirely within people's rights. Essentially, when you barely submit the minimum to be considered a game and charge people for it, I don't know, you're kind of not actually a developer. But that's my opinion. Somebody else might think that it's more than that. Still, they've been ripping people off for a while. I've heard about them more than a couple times at this point. And in all seriousness, guys, give it up. You've made your money. It's time to stop. Apparently Valve shares this opinion with me, and good for Valve. Number 4, you might get $55 if you installed Linux on your PlayStation 3 before 2010. A class action lawsuit that's been going on for quite a while now has taken a step forward and showed that Sony actually did not have a clause in their terms of service that allowed them to remove that feature. But to get a payout, gamers who installed Linux must both prove that they had a PlayStation 3 and attest under oath that they installed Linux, as well as provide the PlayStation Network sign-in ID and some other proof that they have used the other OS function of the PlayStation 3. Number 3, a study found that young men are more willing to play video games instead of going out and getting a job, which, there's a shock. I don't know how that even came about as a study. Like, did somebody go, well, we really need to find out if young men prefer playing video games to going out and getting a job. Somebody apply for the government funding. I'm going to start hitting up companies that typically do these types of grants, and let's make this happen. No, but seriously, they're actually a lot less able-bodied young men who are going out and getting work, because they're being given the option of living at home, and when you live at home, you oftentimes do things that you don't hate, like, playing video games, for instance. And a lot of people will call them privileged and awful people for not contributing, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, I think that everybody should be able to not contribute. Like, if you're happier not doing something, we should be able to figure out some way to just let people not do something. Because instead of, making ends meet in unsavory ways in order to support habits of theirs, they could just stay out of the way, Number 2, a Japanese man held a press conference in City Hall at Ota City to declare that he had recently won a fighting game tournament in Paris, France. It only took him about a week to admit that he was lying, but he claimed to have won about $30,000 for winning at Guilty Gear, which maybe should have been the first clue that he was not telling the truth. That in fact, he felt guilty. Gear. It sounded better in my head. Several Japanese news outlets actually picked up the story before he admitted it was fake, but then people online began questioning his claim because there wasn't any fighting game tournaments in Paris, France on the dates that he said he won. So the news outlets quickly removed all references to him and, looked stupid. And number 1, a guy on Craigslist was quote-unquote ripped off for a couple of Intel processors, one dead already and the other dying, posted braggadociously on Reddit that Intel still has a 3-year warranty on those things, and got replacements for both of them. Now, it's doubtful that the person who ripped them off ever actually saw it, but at least cosmic justice was served, right? Couple of quick bonus things for you. The Mafia 3 system requirements came out, and they are so awesome. They made it look like an old school, print ad that had been folded twice, and it's as cool as I can imagine something could be regarding how to release system requirements. And also, the Advertising Standards Authority in Europe has launched an investigation into No Man's Sky. The investigation revolves around their Steam page, which includes assets that many believe misrepresent exactly what the game comes with. So we'll see where that goes. Good stuff though. And possibly the best fan game of all time, it's called Harambe vs. Capcom. Yes, there's been enough Harambe jokes, but this is by far the most high effort, and essentially makes Harambe into a Street Fighter character that goes through a story dealing with a shadow organization attempting to kill him. Yes, it's bizarre, but it's fun. Anything weird happened to you involving gaming this month? I'm interested to hear about it. Hit us up in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do that. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is a subscription. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I am Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter @FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.